getting the slide into position. This is probably not the slide I'm going to send with it. Because I want it to be two pieces in form of V in there. All right, let's go over cocking it. I'm going to grab the arm, just kind of getting the sling out of the way, get it pulled over the back side. After it shoots, it's going to be like that or whatever. You want to pull it on the back side of the arm, okay, like that. Let it down. Okay, I'm going to get the safety ready. Pull the arm down. Getting the sling clear. Go ahead and throw it to the back. Okay? Get the safety over the top of it. See, the safety this is going to hold everything. You want to get the sling on. And how I do it, this knot has a side that's a little flatter, will be a little flatter. I usually put the flat side to the arm. Okay, so that. I'm going to throw the sling back there, make sure it's not all crazy twisted up. You can set the trigger in. Okay, so now that that trigger is on there, the safety's on. Just set you to the side. You don't want to get in front of or behind the machine. So the next step, I'm going to come over here. Nope. All right, now that's a typical thing that will happen. Is the sling will fall off. So you kind of want to put a little bit of tension on it, but you don't want to release the trigger, so don't pull it. Don't pull the arm, just pull the sling back. Open the sling up. If you're throwing a ball, you want to orient it to where it's most symmetrical. All right. Now here you'll see why I was talking about running a V-shaped sled in there, or a piece of PVC pipe. All right, because you want it to stay flat and level in there. With a flat slide, you could put boards on the side of it. So everything is in position. The trigger's on. The next thing would be to release the safety. So depending on if you're doing it launching by yourself, you'll want the safety on the other, or the attachment on the other side, so you can do both operations. Unhook the sling and get it out of the way. So when you put the frame together, you'll have to know which side you want it on. It can go on either side, and it's just the bolt that holds the leg in the side, the bottom beam together through the bracket. So there it is. It's ready to fire. You can either do it by hand, or I may put an eye here where you can come up and then hook an attachment to it, but it's not crazy. Just kind of get back. Traffic. Just kind of get back your body away from the machine and pull it. This is the trigger attachment. right there, double nutted with a lock washer in between them, because you want this to be able to turn, but you don't want it crazy loose or crazy tight. This, I'm probably going to change this to a little bit longer bolt to where I can get 2 nuts on it with a lock washer in between, because you want it tight, but to still be able to move it. So it needs to be stiff and kind of calibrated with 2 nuts and a lock washer, so it's putting a consistent pressure on these 2 eyes and kind of stiffen it up. That's the release pin. I'm probably going to put another one in here so it can be fired when it's sitting on the cinder blocks, and you get more power because you're cocking it further. The safety comes around the leg and around this beam, the bottom beam of the frame of the A-frames, and just tie a secure knot here. I'm gonna leave that knot in there and leave this, and that'll be fine. I'll probably cut that off a little bit and melt the end some, so it doesn't get all raveled. What else? You can see the bolts, you know, they're just washers, lock washers, and lock washers on the nut. Lock washers are on the nut side. Stick them through the frame, so these are on the inside. The headstock, these are headstocks. Stick them through this way when you put it together. And I'm gonna do a video because I'm fixing to take it apart, so I'm gonna do a video and just show you how it comes apart. You got these brackets down here that are bolted. They have lock washers on them on the insides, on the nut side. Lock washers on the nut side. Okay, sure, slide whatever that ends up being out of the way. Little pressure from the bottom, kind of unweight the weights off the bar. Get this one out of the way. Start pulling them off. Watch your fingers. Bar out. Get these out of your way. Alright, next thing we'll be getting the axle nuts off. It's 15/16. I can't find my other one, so I have a 1-inch. It will also work. Alright, don't lose your nuts. Then the next thing, you need to start loosening these up. They are what locks everything into place, and just run them off with your fingers. And just kind of spreading it by hand. Open those up, slide the arm over, and work these. Work those over, and it's just a process back and forth. Okay, move the arm over, roll these others over, move the arm over, move these, move the arm. Back and forth. Okay, there, now I'm off the end. There goes one of the washers. work these over. I'm gonna probably end up tack welding this on here so you can put a wrench on it. Alright, now see you're right. Now you kind of have it out of the way. Just start working these nuts off. And there you have it. Arm is off. Axle's out. Now if you want, you can stick all these back on here. Yeah. Look at that big beetle. Alright. Got your main axle and all of its parts together and make sure the washers aren't stuck on it. Okay, so we're all there. Next thing will be probably a trigger so you're not tripping over it and walking over it. A couple of 7/16 combination wrench. Loosen these lock nuts. And that's your trigger bolt. So flat washer inside, outside, a nut, oh come on, good lord, lock washer and your lock nut, pin. All right, next thing, I guess go ahead and get the safety line off. So there's the arm, axle, trigger, safety line. I found another nut in my pocket, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nuts, and 1, 2, 3, 4 flat washers and a locking washer. Okay, next will be the T-braces. Alright. Crazy rainstorm came through. I guess our first winter storm. Nuts and washers. I'm going to put a couple of hash marks by this one. Right on top. 2 marks. Now the bolts holes in the towers are really kind of tight. You're not going to be able to just pull them out. You gotta screw them out. Two-inch. Okay, not easy. There they go. Kind of wiggle it and they'll come out. Now the one on this T braces, are they 2 inches as well? Yeah, they're 2 inches as well. And then the bottom. These are longer, I think. Ta-da! The T-brace goes in there. Like that. I put two little marks on top. Like that. Okay, so next will be the tower bolts. I think I'd probably end up putting that other eye bolt on this side. Could even put 2 eye bolts. I just got one. Oh, what do I want to do first? Yeah, this. You have washers inside, outside, and then your lock washer. Single nut on these. Oop, bong. That's a bit awkward. Oops, so was that. I would put these A-frames together and then install them. Yep, the headstocks. Screws going through the bottom of the T-braces are 2.5 inches. Alright, next will be these headstock bolts. All the bolts are 1/4 inch. We'll probably use a driver on a drill. Now these bolts are also 2.5 inches. All right. That's it. See how their angles are. Okay. And these go like that inside of there. Okay. T-brace for the other side. Everything was really designed to go on in any position, left or there's no real lefts or rights, or they all work in each location really. Again, those are 2.5 inches. Okay, next will be the base. So these will, both of these pieces, they will go on either side. It doesn't matter. There is, however, a top and a bottom. The hole is closer to the bottom. That's when it'll go through those brackets. These bolts that go through the brackets are small. They're 1.5 inches. Okay. I'm gonna leave these put together. I'm not breaking them down any more than that. That way you won't have to monkey with it. Lots of fasteners. Good gosh. All right. I'm gonna box it up now. It's gonna go in that box right there. I'll pull that bolt out right there. This is the hanger and arm. It's the hanger axle. It's a piece of 5/8 all thread. These are your bearings. Those are bearings. Taking the back off, kind of support it from the bottom, lift it up a little bit, kind of spin it and pull it out. And you get it like that. You're using leverage over here, just pull them off. Don't smash your fingers. Alright? That, just like that. Here's how you put them on. Get it out where it's about that far apart. Give them a little more. Get them on there. Bring the other hanger into position. Put it through the hole. Work it till it's centered. Then if you want, you can add more. Be it 10-pounders. Try and keep it symmetrical so it's balanced out. Of course, you can put 5-pounders on it, you know, as well, or you know, whatever, 2.5-pounders. Basically that simple.